Hello, my friends. Brian King, the Mindset King here. Have you ever been invited to gossip by someone? And what I mean by that is somebody is talking to you and then starts talking about somebody else who's not present and asks for your opinion on it. I just came across this yesterday. I was talking to somebody that's close to me, and then all of a sudden the conversation veered from what's going on with us to what about this person? What do you think about what this person's doing? Or what do you think about the decisions this person's making about their life? And my response across the board was, I can't speak for that person. Now, I very well could sit back and reflect for a moment and concoct my own speculative story about what this person may be thinking, why they may be thinking it, what their true motivations are, what the possible consequences are if they don't get their act together, blah, 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 blah. I could be an armchair quarterback to that person's life without them being present to explain themselves. And it's just none of my business to do any of that. It's just pure, unadulterated ego that I get involved in the first place. Because think what happens when we allow ourselves to get engaged in that kind of a dialogue. First of all, it muddies the waters as far as what our own responsibilities are. Our responsibilities are for the things in our life that we do, that we think, and we are also responsible for the contributions to the lives of people whose lives we've been invited into. So these people that I've been invited to gossip about have not asked for my opinion. They haven't asked for my feedback on their decisions or how they live their life or anything. So what use for them and for me is there for me to generate any kind of a story around what they're doing? Isn't it a colossal waste of time and mental energy to create this narrative that is going to solve no problems at all? Well, it's going to solve one problem. It's going to solve the problem of what do I do with all of this space in my brain that I could otherwise use for solving problems, but instead I'm going to use it to generate speculation, assumption, gossip, all that nonsense. Why do that to yourself? Why do that to them when you can just simply set the boundary and say, hey, I've got no opinion here. And even if the person says, well, you must have some thought. Well, I could have some thought, but I honestly choose not to. I don't have to have an opinion on this. I can see that you, the gossiper, have a very strong opinion on this, and for whatever reason, feel compelled to create a story around this. But I don't have to participate in that. I can simply say, next subject, please. I don't have any thoughts on this. And think about how powerful that boundary can be when you apply it all throughout your life. Let's say, and I had this conversation with one of my younger sons yesterday. I don't know how the topic came up, but he was talking about hairstyles. Well, if a person has a hairstyle that I don't like, I just won't look at it. Or if a person has a certain fashion that I don't care for, I just won't look at it. And my response is, well, does it matter how they decide to dress or how they decide to wear their hair? Can't you simply just see the person and bypass any need to draw conclusions about those details? If a person was carrying a gun and pointing it at you, yeah, that's a detail you want to keep in mind and you want to respond accordingly. But simply because somebody wears a certain style of clothing or has their hair colored or shaved or whatever, what difference does that possibly make? It makes a difference when you decide to tell yourself a story about it. Assign value and meaning to that and say, oh, it means this, and it tells me this and that about that person and so on. And again, it's all speculative, assumptive narrative that gets in the way of you seeing the person. When all you can do is draw that boundary and say, I don't have to have an opinion about that. It's a fact that person's hair is purple. It's a fact that person is wearing leather and chains, or that person is wearing what looks like a very expensive business suit. I don't have to make a story about who that person is, what they do for a living, what their values are. None of that's necessary. Those are simply facts that tell me nothing about that person other than whatever stereotypes I've decided are true. Do yourself the favor by just simply saying, I'm not invited by that person to comment on their hair, their style, their car, whatever. So there's no point in me having any kind of an opinion about it. There are plenty of other things that I need to put my energy towards today, the people whose lives I've been invited into to help. If I feel the need to help someone else, I can ask for permission. Hey, would you like some help with that? And if they say, yeah, I really would, thank you very much, then it's your business to step in. If they say, no, thank you, I got this, it's no longer your business. No need to have an opinion about it. Move on with your day. Now, is this the easiest boundary to set? It takes some mental discipline. It takes some practice, but it's very powerful and allows you to really put your mind and your emotions at ease because you're not running around looking for opportunities to have opinions about everything. You simply don't need to. There's actually a very narrow number of things that you truly need to give your attention to on a daily basis in order to fulfill your purpose. Start by being aware of just how many opinions you concoct every single day that you really have no business doing so. And then start one by one denying yourself the choice, the opportunity, passing on the opportunity to make these opinions, and see how much lighter you feel. So that's my 2 cents on this. Hopefully this has been helpful. If so, drop something in the comments and let me know. And if there's somebody that you know that can benefit from this message, please feel free to share it with them. Until we talk next time, this has been Brian. Thanks for being you.